Good morning to all of you. Now I teach agriculture income, వ్యవసాయ ఆదాయం. Agriculture income has not been taxed right from the beginning under the Income Tax Act. The justification for such exemption is that income from agriculture is taxed in the form of land revenue. Another reason for its being keep it outside the purview of the Income Tax Act 1961 is that agriculture being a state subject, the central government is not entitled to tax the sources of income. According to section 10(1), agriculture income is exempted from tax. According to section 2(1)(a), agricultural income, that means 1, rent and revenue; second, income derived; and third one, income from farm buildings. Section 2(1)(a). Population of the municipality, distance from the limits of municipality, more than 10,000 up to 1 lakh, 2 kilometers, and second one, more than 1 lakh up to 10 lakhs, 6 kilometers. Third one, more than 10 lakhs, 8 kilometers. Use of building or land for any purpose other than agriculture, agricultural land outside India. Agriculture incomes. The following are some examples of agriculture incomes. 1. Premium received by landlord at the time of transfer of agriculture holdings. And second one, Nazaras accepted by landlord for dealing with the question of successions, settlement, and partition of agricultural land. Third one, income from use of land for grazing of cattle required for agriculture pursuits. Fourth one, income from lease of land for grazing of cattle required for agriculture pursuits. Fifth one, profit on sale of crop after harvest made by cultivating owner and tenant. Sixth one, compensation received from an insurance company for damage caused by hailstorm to the green leaf forms part of agriculture incomes. Seventh one, salary received by a partner or share of profit of a firm engaged in agricultural operations. Eighth one, income received from the sale of trees which were replanted and subsequent operations were carried out. 9. Fees collected from owners of cattle normally used for agriculture purpose for allowing them to graze on forest lands covered by jungles and grass. Income from growing flowers and creepers. Rent for agricultural land received from the subtenants by mortgage in possession. Income derived from running a dairy, which is purely incidental to agriculture and where cattle are pastured upon agricultural land. Non agriculture incomes, వ్యవసాయేతర ఆదాయాలు. The following some incomes connected with the land are not agriculture incomes. Income incomes from sale of trees from a forest where no tilling or other basic operations were carried and trees are of spontaneous growth. Income from the sale of wild grass. Income from sale of refined sugar acquired by using some manufacturing process. Income from sale of ginned cotton. Interest received by money. Lender in the form of agriculture produce. Share of agriculture produce received by a person for supply of water. Remuneration received for managing agriculture farm. Commission received by the landlord for selling the agriculture produce of these tenants. Profit from sale harvest of an agriculture crop purchased by the SSC as a standing crop may be called as profit from trading operations. Income from sale of fruits of trees of spontaneous growth is not agriculture income. Partly agriculture incomes. Sometimes income compares both agriculture as well as non-agriculture income. In such a situation, it becomes necessary to disintegrate such income into two parts: agriculture income and non-agriculture income. Integration of agriculture income. Integration is done only in case of individuals, Hindu undivided families, association of persons, bodies of individuals, artificial judi- juridical persons. And B. Integration is done when non-agricultural income of the SSC exceeds the maximum exemption limit. For the assessment year 2020-21, is the exemption limit is 2,50,000 rupees in the case of an individual. In case of senior citizen, 3 lakhs, and super senior citizen, 5 lakhs, and Hindu undivided families, etc. Integration is done only if net agriculture income exceeds 5,000. Capital and రెవెన్యూ మూలధన మరియు రాబడి అంశాలు. Under Income Tax Act 1961, revenue income received or receivable by the assessee is generally taxable. However, in few cases, when capital income is chargeable to tax. In the same way, deductions to be given from income should be only revenue expenditures. However, here also, in a few cases, capital expenditure is also deductible. As such, we have to know about those revenue and capital income and expenditures. Capital receipts. Capital receipts are those receipts which are received on selling capital assets. For example, sale proceeds of buildings. స్థిరాస్తులు అమ్మగా వసూలైన మొత్తాన్ని క్యాపిటల్ వసూలుగా భావించవలసి ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, అమౌంట్ రియలైజ్డ్ బై ది సేల్ ఆఫ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్స్. స్థిరాస్తులు అమ్మగా వచ్చిన మొత్తము. నజరానా రిసీవ్డ్ for the grant of permanent lease. Price received for sale of technical. Now, how revenue receipts. These receipts arise on account of sale of goods in business for professionals. వ్యాపారంలో సరుకు అమ్మగా వసూలైన మొత్తం. Amount received for rendering of services is also revenue nature. సేవలు అందించగా వచ్చిన మొత్తం కూడా రాబడి స్వభావాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటాయి. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఆఫ్ రెవెన్యూ రిసిప్ట్స్. అమౌంట్ రియలైజ్డ్ బై ది సేల్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్లోటింగ్ అసెట్స్. చరాస్తులు అమ్మగా వసూలైన మొత్తము. కాంపన్సేషన్ రిసీవ్డ్ బై ఏ రైల్వే passengers for becoming temporarily disabled in రైల్వే యాక్సిడెంట్. రైల్వేలో ప్రమాదం జరిగినప్పుడు రైల్వే సంస్థ నుంచి పాసింజర్ కాంపన్సేషన్గా వచ్చిన మొత్తం. రాయల్టీ రిసీవ్డ్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్ ఆర్ అదర్వైజ్. అడ్వాన్స్గా రాయల్టీ వచ్చిన రాయల్టీ. క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ మూలధన ఖర్చు, మూలధన వ్యయము. అమౌంట్ స్పెంట్ ఆన్ ఎక్వైరింగ్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్ అసెట్స్ is termed as capital expenditure. For example, amount spent on buying of land and machinery is the expenditure of capital nature. స్థిరాస్తులు కొనుగోలు చేయగా అనగా ప్లాంటు యంత్రాలు కొనుగోలు చేయగా వెచ్చించిన మొత్తం క్యాపిటల్ స్వభావాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటుంది. Examples of capital expenditure. Cost of goodwill, land, buildings, plant and machinery, tools, furniture and fixtures. Patents and designs. If any expenditure are incurred for purchase of fixed assets, is that capital expenditure. And expenditure incurred on erection of plant and machinery is also capital expenditure. Legal charges are incurred in the business is also capital expenditures. Revenue expenditure. Expenses incurred in day-to-day running of business is known as revenue expenditure. For example, wages and salaries paid in revenue in nature. రోజువారీ వ్యాపార నిర్వహణకు చేసే ఖర్చులు రాబడి ఖర్చులు. వేతనాలు, జీతాలు చెల్లించినవి రాబడి స్వభావాన్ని కలిగి ఉంటాయి. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఆఫ్ రెవెన్యూ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్: all the expenses incurred in the normal conduct and administrative of the business. Repairs, replacement, and maintenance expenses incurred on permanent assets and factory buildings. Expenses incurred in securing business.